Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Seth.
I'm Nick.
This is first of a new series. We're going to do some hidden gems. I'm a big fan of indie film. I know you are too.
Very much so. And what we're going to do throughout this series is we're going to take some films we've seen maybe recently or anytime at all really, and just talk about some of the ones we think you may not have heard of and you may enjoy. There
are a lot of great indie films out there. The purpose of this video series is to kind of expose to you some ones that we think you might like that maybe a lot of people haven't heard of. So we each got a few. We're going to kind of list them off, and maybe you'll find a new movie to watch.
A hidden gem.
A hidden gem.
So the first film I'm going to talk about is one that kind of started as a joke between all of us. It's called Anthropoid. It stars Cillian Murphy and Jamie Dornan, famously or infamously from 50 Shades. And he actually does a really good job in this film. It's about the operation to assassinate SS agent Reinhard Heydrich. And actually this guy, Heydrich, was given overall charge of the final solution during World War II. So right off the bat, he's kind of a fucking scumbag. So it's the story of these two and their operation to assassinate him. And the film's kind of a slow burn throughout the whole thing. It builds up to the eventual assassination attempt. But after this whole assassination attempt, then the movie starts to kick off. There's a lot of action afterwards. There's a really well done climax. This hold up inside of a church. Really well done battle sequence. So you know who to root for in this film, but I mean truly it's actually pretty interesting despite what people may say about it.
Well, I know you love it because you watched it 20 times.
That is an overestimation, probably 3.
All you gotta do is consult Letterboxd, you'll see links down below. Okay, so my first one, this is actually one of my favorite movies of all time. It is a hidden gem, maybe not so much. I think some people might have heard of it. There's a common theme with these films I'm going to list. They're all kind of coming of age. I think those are the best type of indie movies. The first one is a 2008 film from Jonathan Levine called The Whackness. This movie stars Josh Peck, who, Drake and Josh, I think that's what everyone knows him for, but he's actually a pretty decent actor. Ben Kingsley, who I love.
Kind of away from what he usually
does.
does.
You think of Ben Kingsley as Gandhi, but you're not getting that in this movie. This is, like I said, a coming-of-age film set in the 90s, which is what I really love about it. This movie really captures the 90s vibe. It's about a young guy, Josh Peck, just graduates high school. It's kind of him in the summer, selling drugs throughout New York City. But he forms a friendship with his psychiatrist, who's Ben Kingsley, and he's selling him weed, and it's a good coming of age story. He ends up kind of getting a thing going with Ben Kingsley's stepdaughter in the film, so you're getting a lot of that romance stuff that comes along with the coming of age. But absolutely love this film. It's really one of my favorites. It's one that I come back to every summer. It's a great summer film. Really kind of captures that vibe. So I couldn't recommend The Whackness enough. I love the movie. Check it out.
Jonathan Levine, he's done some good stuff, 50-50.
Yeah.
More recently, he's starting to go down the...
Yeah, really though, this is a great movie. Josh Peck doesn't get enough respect for his acting chops. He's great in this film, so check it out, The Whackness.
For my second one, a genre that I think a lot of people don't really watch enough of, foreign films. This is actually an Italian film. It's from 2013, and it's actually already on Criterion, if that matters to you, if that means anything. It's called The Great Beauty. It's about a 65-year-old socialite. He wrote a really popular book when he was young, and he just kind of lived off that. He writes short stories now, and he hosts parties. He has this really extroverted lifestyle, and eventually one day, when he gets to be 65, he starts walking around Rome, really starting to look at his life, his past relationships, what's failed him. So yeah, it takes a good look at, what you could have done when you were younger, how your life may have been different when you did, maybe something different. It's got a really good score, and honestly, it's a little long, maybe about 2 hours, 20 minutes, but well worth the watch, and it's really an enjoyable, solid film.
I've heard a lot of good things. It's definitely on my watch list. Okay, so the next film I've got is a 1995 indie film. It's actually available on Netflix, by the way. Check it out. This film is called Heavy. Stars Pruitt Taylor Vince and Liv Tyler. I actually just watched this movie. Like I said, Netflix, so if you're interested in what you're hearing, that's where to check it out. But very well done film. It's about a heavy, introverted, depressed guy.
Heavyweights?
No, not heavyweights. This guy works at his family's restaurant. It's really kind of a shitty place out in the boonies. He's like a pizza cook. It's really kind of a depressing vibe to this film. Anyways, this guy doesn't have a whole lot going for him, and Liv Tyler ends up coming in as a new employee. They hire her as a waitress. So as you could expect, he kind of gets a thing for Liv Tyler, which you can't say I blame him there. You know,
who wouldn't?
90s Liv Tyler, whatever. But anyways, yeah, this is what I like about this movie is it doesn't really always go the way you think it's going to go. Right. A lot of these films, you know, these indie films kind of follow the cliches over and over again. This one kind of takes a different route, doesn't really end up the way you think it's going to, and honestly it's kind of a downer. It's not the most uplifting film, but I tend to like, you know, realistic movies like that where it doesn't always end, you know, the perfect way. So again, you know, Heavy, it's 1995 on Netflix. Couldn't recommend it enough. Great film, check it out.
My last one actually is a film I picked up pretty recently when we went to a pawn shop. It's called Lucky Number 11. Now, I'm not sure how to say the guy's name, but it's directed by Paul McGuigan. It stars Josh Hartnett, Bruce Willis, Lucy Liu, among others. It's about this guy, Josh Hartnett. He goes to stay with his friend, and he gets caught up in this mob situation where they think he's the guy, and he gets, you know, stuck in this situation. One thing that I had read when I went to pick it up was that it very much resembles like a knockoff Tarantino as far as dialogue goes, which is actually very true about this film. The dialogue is very realistic and interesting. And like you said with your film, it doesn't go where you think it's going to go. There's a lot of twists and turns that go on in this movie. And even when you think it's going to go one way, it goes a different way. So it's not your cliche sort of action film. Very enjoyable. I recommend it. I don't think it's on any streaming platforms that I know of, which, you know, when we're recommending these films is kind of an issue, because where are they going to get them?
True. Well, you know, Amazon, you can always stream a movie for a couple bucks, these older movies. That's where I do it a lot. So
rent, don't pirate.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Okay, so my last film is 2008. Again, like I said, coming of age. This is another movie that I love. All these films I've went back to, you know, this one's called Lime Life. Not to be confused with Limelight, the Chaplin film, which
probably the
is far better
film.
But this is a good little indie film. This is a lot of good people in this one. Alec Baldwin, both Culkin brothers, not Macaulay, but Rory and Kieran, who actually enjoy both of those guys. I think they're both underrated talents.
I think Kieran is better than Macaulay.
Macaulay, I mean,
he had his moment, but Kieran kind of...
At least those guys still work, you know. Yeah. Macaulay, I don't know, Pete's Underground, where that shitty band is that he's in. But anyways, also Emma Roberts, who's always great. I really enjoyed her. But this is an interesting film. Takes place in Long Island in the 70s. Deals with Lyme disease, which is about two families, both kind of going through some struggles. One's, you know, failing marriage, and the other, they have issues. But Timothy Hutton plays the dad of one of these families, and he gets bitten by a tick, and he comes down with a dreaded Lyme disease.
It's a comedy?
No, it's not. This is a serious film. Okay. But anyways, it's like I said, it's about these two families, and Rory Culkin is part of one family, Emma Roberts part of the other, and you know, they kind of get this thing going, and it's really well done, man. Kieran Culkin is great in this film. You were just talking about him. He's really the standout in this film. There's a couple really great scenes where he's, you know, pretty badass. So I would highly recommend Lime Life. This is one that I come across it all the time at like pawn shops.
Yeah.
There's always like 20 copies. I think people might just turn their head because it sounds stupid, but I'm telling you, check it out. It's great. All right, so we hope you guys enjoyed this first Hidden Gems video. We have a lot, so if you guys enjoy it, we'll come out with some more parts. Let us know down below some movies you might think we're interested in or we might like based on what we just talked about. And let us know if you've seen any of these. Love to hear your thoughts. Follow us. All links down below. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.